A lyrical royalty.
Master.
Play police who make on you. I can't ask it if you bring you. Say my journey, Tina can ask say my jamo. And yes I know money. Emu aye yo. And you love family. Emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I can't play ya to money. And I could do ya to money. And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I can't play ya to money. And I could do ya to money. And I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby. And I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah. Oh.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather, Nima to Lufa. From Riverside, River G to Chile. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, the San to Backwalu. From Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
This panel, but certainly not the least, His Excellency Mr. Joseph Nyuma Bukai, Senior President of the Republic of Liberia. We've talked about numbers in terms of access, and for Liberia, it is 32% of the population that has access to electricity. Again, the vast majority of them being in the capital city of Monrovia, and very little in the rural areas. And with regards to clean cooking, we're talking about 1%. But your government does have huge ambitions of reversing that. What are the major pillars of your national compact? And what innovative financing and investment models are you looking at to reverse this trend and put your country on a forward trajectory? Your Excellency, over to you.
Let me thank my sister, the President, Dr. Smith, Yusuf Hassan, for inviting us to come here. I think it's also an opportunity because the last time I was over here was about 30 years ago, and I don't see any other thing that would have brought me here easily. I want to thank you for this opportunity. And I want to also quickly thank you for what I saw here today. Your rewarding innovation, people who are doing small things. It's not just
Well, let me see. All right, yes, indeed. So, sorry to, yeah, man, since the entire football game, I'm just struggling. But again, that's it, folks. What happened? How come I'm not? Let me see what is going on here. All right. Something is happening technically, and it's like, well. Let me see. Okay. All right. So let's go for this break. Then we'll be right
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The brothers who giving us here, the parents from there. The work with my life we have here.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Cleverly, so I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, the more I go. And you love the more I
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise from best. The work with my life we have here. From Grandfather Nima to Lusa, from Riverside to River G to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Monster.
All right. So no time to waste. What go on? Let me see what I can add. No, something is not just right. Something is ongoing, and it's like, how come? And wait. Well, Muna is at the back. And then let me see how best to bring all of my team members on here this evening. And yeah. So we are trying to solve some things out. Oh, let me see. Okay. Well, how come it's behaving the way it's behaving though? Let me see. No. Okay, good. Wonderful. All right, good. Now, we live in the very we live in the we live in technology world nowadays. So if you are not smart, and if you don't want to increase maybe your understanding when it comes to technology, well, then I live with you. But for me, I'm grateful. At least every day of my life, I'm making things to work out. Making things to be in a very, very respective era, especially when it comes to technology. But again, Muna, let me say a wonderful way to say good evening, and everything there from Swatch to Grand Jada County.
Yeah, good evening, Mebon, and good evening to all our followers, listeners across Liberia. Maybe are you there? Maybe if you are talking, you are muted.
That's the film again, not another one. Sorry. Yeah, so again, Muna, thank you. Saying that Monk will be joining us. Lawrence Moore and other Mr. Connor also will be joining us on this platform. But I have this video quickly that I want us to play. Then after that, but play Mona, I want you to also share the show while this is a video about some of our disadvantage youth, especially the female, and she will quick interview as to whether she could cry for $1,000. And well, when I came back on the video today, I said, wow, maybe when Muna come on also, I will ask Muna as to what are these things also happening in Israel.
Yeah, so
Okay, so
as
Muna,
well.
say yeah. So Muna, me play the video, and maybe then you will tell us your own experience with some of our disadvantaged youth, especially when it comes to the way they behave, the way they do things.
I get my living, I get part living, I put my son trust habit. When I get time with my son, I'm going to help me, she can help me again. I am suffering the street.
He shot you.
I am suffering the street, nobody help me, I had to pay around, I go pay. I will pay my money, young mama. My money, young mama. Oh, my money, young mama. I suffer over yeah, but the one time I get my living, I get part living, I put my son in trust habit. When I get time with my son, I'm going to help me, she can help me again. I am suffering the street.
He shot you.
I am suffering the street, nobody help me, I had to pay around, I go pay. I will pay my money, young mama. My money, young mama. Oh, my money, young mama. I suffer over yeah, but just a passing open the real again open. I suffer over I suffer. I get man, I get no matter help me over what happened to you?
Madam, you are under arrest.
I suffer. We get man, we get father help our father. One go big boy again you on the street. But the street has seen our thing. I'm going to pay on the street again. I'm going to suffer again. I suffer. But what to pay you for you, Lord? When they pay, I can pay on the street for you. You can't tell what you let yourself you're going to help her. You can't help her. Job, we can't lie to her and not help her. When you can't help her, buy a help her, your fee for your help her.
He needs deliverance.
We need help with the youth, the drugs, with smoking. I have to cry for it. But with the youth, we need help. We suffering, they trust the people who sign it to us, they can't smoke it, they can't take it in. They're suffering when they tie it, they turn their nose one side, we're suffering. I have to cry, but we're suffering with it. You have, you can see how women sort of be looking, women not looking at her, looking dirty, but you are parlor. People see me, they neglect me, they run away from me. My friend, one man, I go to school, they run away from me.
What it be this? What it be? What?
Cry now. Yeah, this God. Oh my God. Oh my God, I love you. I love you. Oh my God, I love you. I love you.
Well. Thank God that the entire team are here, and I know all of you will have your own say when it comes to that video. But Muna, you are mostly interacting with our youth from that end, especially in Israel, Grand County, the disadvantaged youth. What's your own take when it comes to this kind of habit, especially from what the young lady just said?
Actually, I felt her pain because it's just quite frustrating, right, to see youth and then in the street, their drugs business, something serious encountered. What the government said about the rehabilitation center, there's a need here to get it done because even here, when you see them maybe sometimes you see them you very be frustrated. And even when you see them say you got afraid, right? You get afraid and thing because when you see them, you don't even want to pass near them.
But Muna, are they going around like what we are seeing here in the nation capital? Maybe calling us pro, calling us BCs. Are you also?
Oh yeah, the same thing. They'll call you pro, BC, enter. You will see them. Sometimes say you will get it when you see them. Say you be running away. That's when you want to one. When you see them, not maybe seriously. When you see them, you get afraid. On a very serious note, call you pro, the police will call you pronouns, will call you BCs, enter, mom, and then they call you something. You see them and going to the dump site, looking for the old cop and thing, old things. They just put in the bed, get on our shoulder, passing around. It's just something the government ready to look into that because it's a serious thing. Yeah, this drug
Well,
business.
yes. So Muna, before I welcome our colleagues, I wanted to ask you this question. Do you see them as a potential threat, maybe to security? Do you see them as a threat to national security? Because like you just stated that whenever you see the youths, moving, sometimes they move with some of them move with long seesaw in their hands, some of them with knives and so.
Thing iron, get on a sack.
Mm.
Even maybe if that one mistakenly they harm you. Where were you carried then? Where? No, it's
Well,
not you see some body. You see some body that have left in your hand. Boy, you afraid running away.
okay, great. Mark and Dr. Lawrence. But first, let me say welcome, Mark. My brother, how have you been?
Well, not bad. Another day to be alive. Very grateful. Another day to be on SKTV. To our audience, sympathize or well wishers in support of SKTV. We say welcome to the show. Brand new day, the brand new edition. I think we are all set up and ready to rock and roll into the Librarians People job. That's it.
Wonderful. Lawrence, how have you been? I don't know whether you're getting us.
Yeah, I'm following you, Mabel. How are you this evening? Muna, what's up? How's Raju City?
Swag is good, Lawrence.
Okay.
It's
President Mo,
fine.
what's up? What's popping? Higher end, higher end.
And I'm just in my underground bunker. It's cold here. We taking it one day at a time. Then we gather the winter.
That's it. Well, yeah, Mabel, it's good to be on the show. Well, Mabel, I'm using one internet system. So when I give up, I had to go up the show. So we're working behind the scene to see how we can get 2 internet systems in here.
Damn, but we're strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I say we're using one, my man. We're using MTN. And not easy on the side. When you're ready, it just go off.
That's it. But I want you and Mark to chip in on that video that we just played not too long. These things, these are kind of life that young people go through before we start a show or to go along with our topic for today. Mark, what say you when it comes to the young people and drugs?
For me, every time I come on the show, I talk about young people, and the reason I keep stressing about young people, I got a very simple philosophy. Like I said, they have the longest time to spend on this planet in terms of life expectancy. So every time a policy is put into place or we get corrupt leader, they will be affected the most. It's so disrespectful to me. It's so denigrating. It's human degradation, when you get people living at the lowest level and there is no path or success in terms of social mobility. You got the people that are supposed to take over from us. Their life is even worse off than people, even during the war, during the heat of the war. It tells you that there's no future for the country because I tell you all the time on the show, anytime policymaker or social planner put ideas to work, the very first thing they consider is future generation. You're not talking about themselves because these are the people that will be replacing us. They are in their teens and their early 20s. So you're looking at 10, 15 years down the road, they will be middle age. The question is, can you make the case that Labrador will be in a better position with these people they want taking over from you or any generation that's older than you? No, it means the country will only get worse. And the former U.S. president, the late how they call him, I think it was JFK. I always made that quote on the show. He said, "A society that cannot provide for the many who are poor won't be able to protect the few that are rich." He's just saying that if you got more people that are struggling, they will pose a risk to the society in the long term. That's why there will come a time you won't be able to sleep in your house. You have to pull like a steel bar to your window because you think that somebody is coming to rob you at night. When you walk in the street, you feel that you are at risk, and people can easily bamboozle them for economic reasons. When you want to bring a revolution in the country or rebel activity, who do you think you're going to talk to first? Those people, because what? They are vulnerable. So I think we are in the bad spot in terms of social economic mobility as a country, and it just doesn't look good looking into the future. So for me, I saw that video, it broke my heart, but that's the reality in Liberia. People have to live with it. That's just the reality. It can change.
Lawrence, you are one of the person right here in Bon County, and I guess that you always see most of our young people from various ghettos here to back to back. What's your own take?
Maybe it's frustrating. Even some of our colleagues that we all came out together in the community, we can see them. And when they see you, they want you to identify with them. And the in certain condition, you're not willing to even go around them. The issue about drugs, maybe is getting rampant. Even they got some community here, when you wash your clothes, you got to say sorry because if you're not married, our brother can't take it to carry. You move in at night. Just a few months ago, I think November, the police had to come down high in the community because they had some guys, some of the guys who they go there, chopping people, taking people from broad daylight. So it's scary when you see your own brother in the community get back on your shoulder picking iron. Somebody who all of you grew up together from the same environment. You just see the man just change. So it's kind of a scary, my brother. Even to walk in the night, you afraid. Like the old camp we had before, doing the company, the former company, the bomb money company, the Bodota camp. At night time, people are afraid to go there because some of our brothers can go sit there to take their lady to feed themselves. So at the end of the day, even the man explaining something to you, maybe the man will be talking, you will not even be getting in. So now the man talking to the man sleeping. The man taking a solar panel, and so the man talking to the man sleeping. You will not even hear what the man saying. To even talk to your own brother, say you're a friend, somebody who you grew up together from the same environment. So the issue about the job, my brother, it all over, my brother.
Well, thanks to you people for your take when it comes to that. But like Mon just said, I think we are into a serious situation, and I can simply tell all of us that I think our government, they have to be robust when it comes to the fight against drugs. Even though the president once upon a time said that I think drugs going to be, I don't know, one of his, if not probably enemy number one, maybe going to be one of the key issues on his decks. Well, I don't know now where are we when it comes to the fight against drugs and so on. Well, again, today is Tuesday, and let me use the time again to say welcome to all of you. And I don't know whether Mona, you want to give us any update from
Yeah.
Yeah, please do.
Well, thank you so much, Zwaju, as I said, is relatively calm. But this early morning, Tuesday, there was a tragic fire outbreak this morning that destroyed a house completely in Zwaju, claiming the life of an 8-month-old baby. And this incident occurred near the Moonlight Entertainment Center opposite Zwaju Central Market. And according to some eyewitnesses, that the fire started around 4 a.m. Yeah, 4 a.m. rapidly and thing. Some community dwellers arrived at the scene around 7 a.m., but the house was already burned down. People woke up with heavy sound this morning, screaming around the place and thing. The cause of the fire is unknown, remains unknown, and then there was no fire service, there were no emergency service at the scene, only community members. You had National Police, Motorcycle Union assisted in trying to contain the situation. So the residents are now calling on authorities to strengthen fire safety awareness and improve response measures to prevent such devastating accidents in the future. Yeah, that's what happened this early Tuesday morning. Yeah, 8-month baby, we left in the fire this morning.
Wow, thank you so much, Mona, for the update. Yeah, go ahead.
Completely burned down, so that's what happening right now in Sweden right now. And the frustrating news this morning, in Sweden.
Yeah, so again, Mona, thank you so much for that wonderful update and our sympathy with the bereaved family. And we hope and pray that fire service will be able to pull all of their tools together in making sure that they fight fire in time. Because this fire business is not something small every time.
Seriously.
Yes, indeed. So, Lawrence, any other update from your end? Maybe that you wanted to give us quickly?
Well, maybe on the county is kind of quiet for now. There are no much activities ongoing now in the county, so everything is relatively kind as we wait to hear from our political leaders and some of those major actors in the country. But as we speak, everything is okay for now in this part of Liberia.
Good.
Okay, maybe the baby that left in the fire, his name, he's identified as Abraham Keita, the 8-month-old baby. Yeah, Abraham Keita, 8-month-old baby. Yeah.
Thank you. And I wanted to even ask you as to what are the authority doing? Are you hearing anything like maybe the authority are in maybe numbers visiting the family members or those people who was affected? Are you seeing anything of such?
Yeah, they even tried to see how best to intervene to know the cause of the fire. Yeah, so they try to see how best to meet the family to they console them and thing because what happened, yeah, quite frustrating. People reached to the same, the entire building was burned down to ashes.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Muna. So the major gave few updates for the national capital where every time there are a lot of things happening reaching from Representative District number 10, Honorable Yeke Koluba also going to court today, carrying a horse of representative to court for what he call assault that he was throwing out of the chamber by his colleagues unlawfully. So because of that, he ran to the court for the court to give him redress. So apart from that, also we are also getting a report that the Senate committees on Ways, Means and Finance and Foreign Affairs, they are put a team together to make sure that they visit the Liberian government or the government key authority or the Ministry of Finance to find out as to what's going on with the usage cutting down or so many of their supports and what's going to happen next, what government going to do. So I think Liberian government through the House of Senate, they are putting their team members together to get everything straightened up as to what's going on and what they're going to do next. So that's the other news that we got from the House of Senate, and also from the House of Senate, we are also hearing that the central bank governor has been finally confirmed. So that means Mr. Samoa has been confirmed as CBAL governor for the next, if not 5 years, for the next 5 years to be the governor now from acting position to proper. So again, yes, these are news that we were getting, and so on back to back. Apart from the same fire incident, from the same dead news, people who yesterday there were the ANC youth who yesterday, according to information, that body was discovered in his room after nearly 2 to 3 days, and on today he was laid to rest. So again, apart from that, there are so many news, but as we go on with the show, we're going to bring out some of the things. But Mark, what are some of the things that caught your attention, maybe from Liberia or maybe from around the world?
Now only from Liberia concerning the youth, one of the things I always talk about concerning the young people, if you look at I was just looking at the UN data recently about the demographic breakdown of Liberia. You are talking about anywhere between the young population of Liberia, 63% below the age of 25. That means if you bring 10 Liberian put them inland, 6 out of 10 would be less than 25 years old. So every time when the government screw up or when that particular generation made a mistake by bringing the wrong person into power, it means they are only destroying themselves for the long term. That's why I keep stressing on the young people every time we come on the show. And the two stories that got my attention today that are following, for me, I like to understand what happened on the global stage before I can come down to the local politics. I told you this morning, I think when I woke up from bed, when you sent me a message, I told you about what happened in Congo, and I told you about the USAID thing, the total realignment of international and global politics, because that's just what it's all about. I told you when it comes to war politics, it's all about money, power, and control, nothing else. Economic advantage, whether it's America, whether it's China, whether it's Russia, whether it's South Korea, everybody are fighting for these things. They want control, they want to expand their empire, they want economic leverage, and they want to rule their puppet state, smaller country. So whether you go to Congo, it's the same thing happening now. Congo is on the verge of a war between the Congolese and the Rwandans, and everybody got a player. The West, America, the EU, the France, everybody supporting Kagame because they know they are getting their angels from over there. I told you the richest country on the planet in terms of mineral wealth is Democratic Republic of Congo, but they are one of the poorest countries on the planet. Now, on the other hand, you have South Africa and Russia who believe that their strategic interest when it comes to mineral is being threatened by the West. So even though the war look like it's between Congo and Rwanda, most especially is America, EU, France versus Russia, South Africa, and the SADC group in Southern Africa. So every time, no matter how you look at it, when it comes to global and international politics, it's all about economic control, it's all about power, it's all about leverage and controlling your puppet states. It's the same thing happening all over. So when I read that little communication coming from the Senate plenary committee, I was like, okay, now Y'all will listen to SKTV more because we keep talking about it and we gave you instances. We tell you about Ghana. Why make you think Ghana was saying we are reducing our workforce from 30 ministers to 21 or 23? They cut down salary. You have to readjust. My brother, we are not in the 60s. We live in the 21st century. Population is growing rapidly. Resources is shrinking. People got to make strategic and smart decisions. You can't just depend on government and every time you want to do employment in government. No, that's not how it works. You are just carrying the country backward. You need to think. You got to do strategic planning. You have to invest in your people, expand the economy, and make your people life better. This whole idea that somebody will keep taking care of you forever, it's not going to work because even in the great US, we are cutting down. When it comes to the number of federal employees, some of the agencies that are not useful in the 21st century, they are cutting them down. So if a country like America and other Western society will engage into austerity, why about you that are receiving the breadcrumbs? But anyway, you can keep stealing from your people and see how far it take you. But because I can say for sure the worst is coming and people will have to tie their belt. You can remember in the 90s when Charles Taylor said we should tighten our belt. It's going to be rough. They missed some way. I can remember. I don't know if it was 98 or 99. Or starting all over again. It's going to be tough when they announce the sanction on the Taylor government. Yeah, that one coming again. History always repeat itself.
Yes, indeed, Monk, and you are correct. So, folks, Monk nearly goes straight to our topic, but that's our topic on today as to what are we going to do now, or what are we going to do next, or what are the plans? Because mind you, Monk just stated that you see, most of these Muslim programs that sometimes you see running around today, like some of the community projects, like POM and so on, some of the projects have been done through UC. Now UC is saying that, okay, we shut down. That's how we talk. I just make it simple for some of our old folks out there so that they can honor, because thank God Muna is here, so Muna will also give us their own take when it comes to the UC and so forth. But our topic for today is Liberia. Where do we go for now? How do we handle issues after all of the holding and putting now things, situations that are going on in the US when it comes to UC? What can we do now? Waking up this morning, to just add up to you that 585,000 was given to allegedly, according to information, that they were given to 1 month old consultancy firm or so forth, job for consultancy from the car.
Yeah.
So the people are spending their belly. I saw 2023 report. You say spend nearly $72 billion on 180 plus countries. How many Liberia benefited? Even yesterday, Monk even chipping in about Russia. No, not Russia.
I sent you the video, Mabel. I sent you the video, right? The video is on my page. The people in this country are pissed to hell. They are pissed. Look, in the past 4 years or 3.5 years, the American taxpayer sent $177 billion to Ukraine. Do you know why the president was able to tell the American people yesterday that he cannot account of 58%? So he's telling you, out of $177 billion, he cannot even give account of more than $100 billion. Do you know how many poor countries were benefited from $100 billion? I can name you 10 countries in Africa, or maybe 15. When you put their combined GDP together, it won't reach $100 billion. That's why the guy is telling you, after 3.5 years, that he cannot give account of 58% of $177 billion. We're going to continue doing that, Melbourne. Just forget about the politics in your sound, rational mind. Even Melbourne, when you run a business, even in the corporate world, when the economy is not doing better, or when the company is not making that sale, the very first thing they do, they try to cut down costs. They reduce the salary of the employee because it's not sustainable. So which country in the world would just want to be throwing money out there in the name of helping poorer country? And when you go look at the outcome from a project, you can't even name the project. You can't see them. Everything, these corrupt criminals. And you know, one thing our people, they get those criminals in Africa, they all over the world. We got them here too. In they want freedom, they Boku, they plenty here. The only difference is they operate on a whole different level than what we do in Africa. They got checked and they got some system put in place that you will not be able to interact with them, but at the end of the day, in the back end, they will still be there to get their fair share. And that's what the system is all about. So the corruption is not only limited to Africa, all over the world. Matter of fact, when WikiLeaks even exposed the whole world, we know that almost every country, president, past president, or foundation, they are all corrupt because people saw those documents, the evidence were there, and we all know that nobody is perfect. It's just getting to the place that is uncontrollable and people cannot sustain this particular way of life. Yeah.
Wonderful. So that's it, folks. That's our discussion for today as to Liberia or Liberian. Where do we go from now on? Our House of Senate or our House of Edit? They are now put. You see, God. That's what Mom keeps saying. When we come here, some of you get angry. The way maybe they can sound, the way maybe they can talk, the way maybe they're always angry. We sense some of these things from afar today. Yeah, today. But let me go to Muna and so that I can get their side of their own reactions, or especially when it comes to our people, where they say cutting off all of their support or their aid. What are some of the reactions from our people back home?
Thank you so much, Maybon. You see, you say cutting down their support, shutting down, is a serious threat to Liberia, because you say in country, you see a small amount of development going on. But maybe it's like too, because they're helping a country and the money they are giving, they're not seeing the work being. You always our assistant, they do this for us. They are not seeing what we are doing with their money. And then every person we won't ready yet in this country. We won't ready. So now you say shutting down is a serious problem to us in this country. Because you said a very great help to Liberia. You will see they have all of our small projects and things going on in the various counties. And now we're sensing this, what happening, they're shutting down, they have everything, support, whatever. I think that, bro, we need to stand up. We need to stand up for ourselves, this country. We need to be serious in this country. Because you can tell me when people, when people doing something for us, they are not seeing what we're doing. We just take the money, even for our own interest, we are not prioritizing the interest of the country, then become problems. It's a serious problem that we all need to come together to see how best this country can be on the right path. Yeah, because a serious
but Muna, I can still recall, I think sometime last year, if not last year, but I think either the other part of last year, you people were reporting about the correction palace, right? Was that the correction palace?
Yeah, the correction palace.
Thank you. How filthy, how bad of, and sometimes when
part of the thing, see, for instance, we even visit even a place that will tell you the challenge that they go through in there. The place is bad of, yeah. So when these things happen, people give that money to say to carry on a project and they're happening. What next? We can't blame them. We blame ourselves. They don't really blame people. Our own frustration, we're taking and putting on other people.
Great, thank you, Lawrence. I don't know. What do you take with the entire, you say, cutting up all of their support through the President Donald Trump, talking about, in fact, for now on, they're not going to give money to a country that already crossed 50 years old, they're not even able to even develop. But I know that that's going to come back to Monk about our presidents, our country that already 50 years, and they're not even developed. Well, go ahead,
Donald Trump, President Trump is trying to make us throw in Africa. Yeah, we need to put ourselves together. I just a simple logic that they're trying to use on some of us, some of the countries in Africa. We need to put ourselves together, maybe. Even the issue of user cutting down their support, stopping it, maybe even the media sectors. Like the Inter News is being sponsored by UC. Some of the local community radios use a program from that Inter News program. So at the end of the day, when some of these stations go off, they need help from Inter News. So you will find out that most of the counties will be cut off when it comes to information. Because UC have been the one sponsoring most of the community radio stations around. So cutting their support My brother, it's a threat to this country, and we need to pull ourselves together. We need to pull ourselves together, maybe. On a serious note, we ain't ready yet. When you talking, other people get vexed, but Liberia, we ready yet. You wake up in the morning, the one you yesterday, the other person that eat 100,000. Morning that 5 persons, 8 persons or eat, 1 person just take it, just eat it and sit and say, "Nothing will come from Isa," and nothing can happen, my brother. Nothing can happen. So we need to pull ourselves together. The other Omar King asking me the money, say, my son, they said nobody will send money from America to Liberia again. I said, no, Omar, your son will say be dropping your small thing. Your son will say be dropping your small thing. Seriously, man. Yeah. We ready, but we don't want to pull together. We need to pull ourselves in order.
Thank you, Lawrence. I just like the way you say. I think you just nailed it. But Mark,
Yes.
according to some information I've been getting, that Donald Trump saying that a country that passed, or maybe that passed 50 years, and you're not still developed, then I don't know what happened to you. But Mark, at this point, is it coming out from Donald Trump? Are this thing meant maybe to straighten certain things, especially for Liberia or in Africa?
Maybe everybody got a political philosophy. People look at Kennedy, they look at what they stand for, and that's why they vote for Kennedy. In this country, we don't vote on individual, except for some people that try to put themselves in the box because they got people here who believe that because their skin color black, that they are Democrat. I don't know who told them that in this country that when you black. Matter of fact, when it comes to the black people in their history, are more along Republican and Democrat, but that's why they were told, especially the one that came to America in recent, and that's why they buy into. So I don't let them go about that. I don't limit myself to color or race. I look at policy and philosophy. In America, right? When you go and look at the history of the USAID, it was put in place by JFK. And the main idea behind the USAID, it was all about America's strategic interest. And now, when you look at a foreign policy document, when they tell you strategic interest, what they are literally saying in layman terms is economic and security. When I want to build military base in your country, I can come and build it there. When we go into vote at the UN General Assembly, if I want your vote, you will vote for me, even if it's against your interest. Everything should be in the interest of the United States. That's why they were giving aid. So the puppet state, the people in Liberia, they keep throwing the breadcrumbs to and feeding us every time. When they go left, we have to go left, even though we're supposed to go right because Liberia and America are not the same. But when they say our economic and strategic interest, it means smaller countries that will keep giving hand out, they have to follow our lead. If we won't go to the Gulf to go and fight Saddam Hussein, Liberia, you got to send troops, because even though Liberia got nothing to benefit from the Gulf War, but she got to go with America because the American strategic interest, that's just what it means. So the new government is saying, okay, we will put all these things because now the only news we are getting from USAID is about more corruption. It damaging the U.S. reputation around the world. People are complaining about overhead costs. You send $50 million to a country, they build 2 or 3 hand pumps with few latrines, and they say they spent $30 million. You cannot tell me, you look at all the debt that Liberia have accumulated over time and look at Liberia from an infrastructure standpoint. You will ask yourself, how Liberia been owing your $4 billion? They country looking like a red with nothing to show for? Because that's what we've been doing for the past 50 years. They see overhead costs, nothing to show for it. The World Bank will come use up, give a high interest rate, pour into more poverty. You come with a big USAID program. When you go look at the reality, nothing. We still have poor education, poor healthcare. So the question is, like I just gave you an instant with Ukraine, where this money is going. So what they're saying, we will put a stop to it. We will go and review every single one of them and see which one that's in our national interest. We can put money there again. But for now, that's a temporary hold. And I bet you, maybe, if you can take a step back and get observe other countries around the world that are doing better, do you think they are worried about USAID getting cut? Like people like Africa or Ghana or Rwanda, do you see them? You see them complaining?
And that's the follow-up question I want to even ask you. How come Liberia is even crying? Because I can still recall July 26th, Liberia, one of our sisters said, Liberia not doing, in fact, America not doing nothing for Liberia.
And what I told you, look, our sister, she just took a radical approach. When we came on the show to react to her speech, or the Independence Day speech, for me, I sided with her on the issue, but her own was she was just blaming the U.S. The U.S. is my argument is the U.S. even though they are allied, they are not responsible for Liberia. Maybe people don't get that part of history. Liberia was never colonized. Okay, we had an NGO that came from Liberia that tried to re-establish free slave. But like the way the French got interested in Africa, Liberia was never colonized by anybody. Matter of fact, when you read history, they had a conference that took place in 1884. They called it Berlin Conference, right? You read about the Berlin Conference, 1884, 1885, where all the European countries came and petitioned Africa. America was never part of that conference. America was the first to end slavery. I mean, they were the last to enter into slavery, and they were the first to abolish slavery under Lincoln. So when it came to the petitioning of Africa, where the French control certain part, Belgium, the Dutch, no, America never colonized anybody. So this whole idea that every single problem in America, I mean, in Liberia, we can put it at the feet of America, that's the only one that disagree with her. But all these international global organizations, World Bank, IMF, Bretton Woods Institution, World Health Organization, these things were not created for us poor country. So smarter leaders in Africa that know the game, they say, you know what? It's about time for us to focus on our country. We will make our own rules. We will do things that benefit our people. And over time, our economy will grow. We don't have to depend. Do you think the guy in Burkina Faso is going to bother because the US AID is cutting funding? Do you think he cares?
No.
There's a man who's talking about paying his national debt. There's a man who's opening factories. There's a man who wants to build electric car in his country. He's looking for strategic partner. Do you think he cares whether US cut their aid? No. Let me just end on the note. The only reason we are crying more than the bereaved, because in our country, the fat cow, the criminals, they have been used to this model, and they think that we cannot transition because they have no interest of making the country better from an economic standpoint. That's why they are worried in any country in the world, because they got people who are doing better. We've been saying it on the show. When you want to grow an economy, invest in your road, invest in your infrastructure, build schools, build hospitals, put the money in infrastructure development, bring investors to the country, change your constitution, change your regulatory and compliance law, attract investment, because when the economy grows, it's spread over to everybody. But guess what? They're not interested in that. That's why they are afraid that this cut will end up hitting the budget. And when you hit the budget, who you think will be affected too? Those same criminals. That's why they are crying more than the bereaved. Nothing more than that. Go ahead, Mabel.
Yes, I wanted to ask you this question. Do you also see that this as a freedom also for some countries, like maybe some leaders who think that maybe they want to be independent? Like you just call him, like maybe someone person will say, for me, I want to be independent. I think our country have all of the resources and we can develop ourselves. We can make life better for ourselves instead of us depending on America every time. Do you also see this situation also as freedom for other countries?
There was a study done by the same World Bank and even the Transparency International. They got something, when you get time, go and read what they call the resource curse. The people look at the entire Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, and most of the countries in Africa, they came with a final report and the conclusion that said countries with abundant resources, they have slower economic growth than the one without resources. And they prove it from Asia to Europe and even up to Africa. Because here's the thing, people who believe that they are blessed with natural resources, they don't think about poor governance. They are more corrupt because of mismanagement. They have weaker institutions. I give you a typical example, Congo. Congo is the richest country on the planet. Congo has some of the most in-demand resources, cobalt, lithium, gold, or they want to call coltan. The coltan is why the entire world is fighting for, because it controls the entire communication. All the cell phone you use in the world uses coltan. And who got a coltan? Congo. But why is Rwanda doing better than Congo? Rwanda now is attracting tourists from all over the world in terms of manufacturing. They are producing cars now in Rwanda. Matter of fact, Arsenal, the soccer team, when you look at the jersey, what you see on the hand, fly Rwanda. Yeah. Do you know that where they had their practice session for the new season in 2021? That's where they spend the entire summer in Rwanda. So you ask a question, you ask yourself this question. Rwanda, that produces nothing but tea. I don't know how many people can drink tea in this world. Versus the country with all the natural resources in the world. Why are they so poor? In this country with other resources doing far better? Because it's a study that was done and they got all reasonable proof or beyond reasonable doubt that the countries that claim to have more resources, they forget about building other capacity in their country. That's why we remain poor. Since our born, I've been hearing that Liberia got resources, but I've never seen nothing rich about Liberia. We are among the poorest of the poor because of that mentality. Because we're not strengthening institutions, We are not doing what we're supposed to do as a country. So whether you get it demo, you get it good, you are not imparting, you are not bringing investment, you are not bringing factories in the country, you're not doing manufacturing. How are you going to get rich? Who told you that just because you got mineral under your feet, it make you to be rich? No. You got to use that mineral resources to the benefit of the country. Then you become a middle income country. You become a country that people can say, yeah, I can go and retire in. That's why other countries are doing better than us, because they are building that institution. They are making the right investment. They are mitigating corruption. They are making investment into the younger people, into the youth population. But look at our country. Look at it just show. How can I grow up and go tell someone from Ghana and say that she's richer than them? Because she comes from Liberia. Liberia got more resources. Who told you that resources make you rich? Whoever told you that? It's a lie. That's not a case. It's totally contradicting to the typical idea out there that just because your country got resources, it means that you are rich. It's a lie. It's a black lie. Never work. And there's a proof to that. Or they are proof to that. Maybe.
So more quickly before I go back to Muna and other lawyers. So let's go back to corruption with all of the situation, all of the things happening now. Do you think if someone may ask you and say, okay, Mark, with all of this situation, what are some of the things that you want for Liberia government to tackle first in making sure that maybe we'll get back on course and so on? Do you think Liberia government should tackle the issue of waste, the issue of corruption? Every morning you wake up, you get thousands of dollars just living. People are spending it beyond on loser cards. People are spending it beyond a lot of things that make no sense, even to the Liberian people. Monk, what would be your own advice in all of this situation?
Maybe some of us, when the election came around, people can make that individual contribution to a country, but no country, rich people don't build country. Government is the one that is charged with that responsibility to make people's life better. Government is the one that is giving the most resources to bring about policy that will move a country forward. When elections come around, our people, like I said, the one problem in our country is people want to vote with their heart rather than their brain. We look at candidates, we tell them, whenever you go to an election, you want to give them one opportunity to make your country better. And nobody got a crystal ball to say this person will be the best, but there are certain things they did in the past. Or we can look at their capability and say, you know what, this guy will be the best president for the country. But in our case, it's a whole different thing. Now, you see what happened in the country when it comes to the politics. Look at the country, no private sector. There is no country in the world that become better from government. Government don't build. Government only put in place policy, and the people with private investment come to the country, they make an investment, people get jobs. Maybe we got 345 million people in America. You got less than 2 million people that work for the federal government. The rest of us, I would say 98% of America, we all work in the private sector. How many people you know in your community that work in government? Because people know in this country that the private sector is the one that is the real engine for growth. In your country, you are not making the investment that you should be making in your country. How can you tell me in your son, man, oh, their country will be great again or will do better in Liberia? It's not going to happen. If you cannot bring the people who have the skills to make that country better, you will never do better. And I know the guy that won't excuse it, oh, we tried it, president, the educated people failed. No, that's not the argument here. The argument here is nobody is guaranteed, but there are people who will give a higher probability of making Liberia better, and you are not interested in voting for them. That's why you will keep finding yourself in this position. And the few that will be fortunate enough to get government job, they will live a better life at your expense. Because at the end of the day, when you get fewer resources, the people who are at the top, at the upper echelon, they will become the multi-millionaire. That's why you got more millionaires now in Liberia, all of them working in government. In America, they only, let me tell you something. In America, if you are to go to a school campus and bring 20 American kids and ask them, how many you want to be president? Maybe 1 or 2 will put their hand up. 80 will say, hell no. Because you know what? You can become richer without working in government. You can become a CEO. You can get paid in the millions of dollars. The president of America only make more than, I would say, maybe $450,000 a year. But a CEO can get paid $20 million because the value you add to the company, that's how they will pay you. In this case of government, they limit your income potential because the people money, the taxpayer money, they are using to pay you. So they can pay you extravagantly. So when people say, I want to be president, they usually get rich after they leave office. And it almost like service to your country, or you want to be patriotic, you want to set a legacy. That's all people run for the presidency. But in our country, it's the easiest way to wealth. including our lawmakers. So if we cannot make the investment that should be made in Liberia, that's why we keep talking. We got to change the way we vote. We got to change the candidate that we pick to become president. We got to start thinking into the future that it's war of politics. Because if we keep restricting ourselves to the politics, to the tribal sentiment, my brother, you might as well come on the Sktv for the next 20 years. We talk with Muna. Muna can wear any kind of color hair or any kind of glasses on her face. Nothing will change. We'll be here.
So, yeah, thank you. So, Muna, I think you've been following through. What's your take with all of the issues and corruption and so on?
First thing first, maybe we must tackle corruption. Yeah, this country, we are hardly corrupt. This country, the corruption in the country is a very, very serious problem that needs attention. Serious problem that needs attention. Corruption. We are too corrupt in this country. Every since when you say packing up, we worry. We crying all around here. Because when the poor get the money, what we're supposed to do with that money, we can't do it. When we do one or two things, they'll be 1 handpoint, 2 handpoint, we say money finish. We don't do nothing for ourselves. Nothing we don't do for ourselves. People go in there, only go there for their own interest. In living the interest of the country, the interest of the people. Every day that bring library, we're getting the money, that corruption business. Corruption. We will say people corrupt. They are possibly corrupt, they are possibly corrupt, but we ourselves, we are corrupt. We're not true to ourselves. This country, we are not true to ourselves in this country. A lack of good governance, transparency, accountability, that will hamper the system in this country. That will just begging people, all begging people who begging. We can't show nothing in this country. The country, we owe the oldest African country, we can't show anything. We still back, we still struggling how to survive. Because people you think you put them there and I'll make some changes, you will say, but then who said that person with me there? So until we can tackle the issue of the corruption thing, we stay there, my brother. We are not true to ourselves in this country.
Muna, quickly, a follow-up question to you. There'll be a lot of blame shifting. There'll be a lot of blames here and there now, because mind you, we, the citizens, we are the one that want to take all of the blame, or maybe the responsibility that, that Donald Trump made things hard, are you sensing something like that maybe from our politicians, what they are going home with fast salaries, best of cars, the latest cars, but they'll be telling you, all the citizens out there, that indeed it's Donald Trump, America, he said they put not supporting us. Are you sensing some of these things from your leaders or from our leaders?
What's happening now? We're shifting blame on Donald Trump. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why will we shift blames on Donald Trump? Why? So we won't able to make things for ourselves. The man said you have to be strong. You're all enough. You have to be strong. You have to be true to yourself. People in the house there to eat the money and things, they're enjoying, living a luxurious life. What are people here crying? They don't even eat in there. They can be share business. That can happen, maybe, right? You see, our frustration, we can end on people. Our own mistakes, instead of saying, see our best, we can work on our mistakes, but instead we shift blames. We'll be shifting blames on people. Oh, they want, look, this country, we need to be true to ourselves. Some of us, we can pretend we love the country, we don't love the country. We don't care about what Liberia can do for me, what I can get from my pocket. That's all. But it means the rapper, the man doing, and the rat is doing.
Just before you, Muna, thank Muna for the whole thing. The thing about the corruption issue is just one aspect. And my people, when it comes to the politics in this country, they always confuse it because I don't know where they stand on issue, right? If you live in the West and you call yourself Liberian and you say you believe in transparency and accountability, you want to cut down wasteful spending, you want to cut down corruption, how can you be mad with the USAID cutting funding? Because it means that's the whole idea. That's why they are cutting it, because politicians, the reason the USAID was created by JFK is being abused. So the American people are saying, you know what? You claiming that you're sending money overseas to help poor people, and all the report we are getting back here they are receiving less than half of that money, whether it's about corruption, whether it's about overhead costs, whether it's about the bureaucracy. So how can you live in this country and you claim that you live in the Western world, you know exactly what happened? I don't think the politics. How can you be mad? Because at the end of the day, Labrador will benefit from this cut. The reason being, you know, they get something called short-term pain for long-term gain. There is pain to everything. They get two kind of pain. I think who said that? I know it was one of the great writers. He said you got one of two pain in life. They get a pain of discipline and the pain of regret. The pain of discipline, it weighs ounces, but the pain of regret, it weighs tons. The reason I'm saying this is, okay, they are cutting it now, but guess what? Our government will be forced to adjust. They will be forced to make good use of your resources, because when that free money is not coming, that will get stolen, they will have to readjust. Why do you think your planner in Labrador is calling for an emergency session to review? Because they know they got to go back to that budget to cover for all the places that aid will be taken from. So it's a good thing for Labrador in the long run. So you cannot say, Donald Trump policy effect, or when in fact it's for your own betterment. I don't know how. Now they always confuse me when it comes to America. Let me give it to you because I'm a bit. Do you know, in the 2020 election, right? The Clinton Foundation, they raised more than $2 billion for Haiti. $2 billion with a B. Guess what? To undertake some project. Haiti is one of the poorest countries in the Northern Hemisphere. I would say the poorest, not even one of the poorest. The money went to Haiti. They didn't even build one single high school. They built 2 latrines, 1 community center, and $2 billion got missing. $2 billion with a B. I didn't say million.
We are about to go for a news break, and I think you, Muna, and I love you all. Hold on. But let me tell you, when I come back, I had 2 questions. Like the coronavirus, I guess that the USA also supported that also that coronavirus, and also the Ebola. Man, you look, so many things happen in the country, Monk. But anyway, that move. So I beg you and Muna, you can hold on a little bit. Let me see.
Yeah, let us do the news break, and then the news bulletin.
You know, President Moore, before you when you want to get rich in the country, President Moore, you got to join politics. When you are a politician, you'll get rich. So, people are afraid to work in the private sector, because when you work in the private sector, it'll be hard for you to steal. But when you work in government, it's easy to steal. So you find out a lot of people are putting into government and living the So that's the only easy way you can get rich in Liberia. As soon as you get enter government, leave it. If I'm President Monson, I'll be throwing your bottle while you in your car.
Yeah, that's it. They leverage. It's just too much leverage. That's why they like it.
Yeah. You may not be throwing your bottle. So to get rich in the country, forget about the private in government. Now when Muna get in government, now you see somebody holding Muna bottle. She'll move in fast, she'll get security. She'll get security to her compound.
Yeah, they can buy a $45,000 car just for Aaron. Can you imagine? Somebody tell me they spend $45,000 on Aaron.
On Aaron, yeah.
The country is
Lawrence,
too
Lawrence, yesterday, you know what happened in this country? I think it was the day before yesterday, right? They want to Elon Musk run, they call it Government Accountability Office, right? So what they did, they requested that they turn over certain information like security keys and password to get access to the treasury or list where they can use to transfer money. Do you know there were certain corrupt criminals in Washington DC that refused to turn it over because they didn't want me getting access to the money that they spent behind the scene? So they had to fight over it. And at the end of the day, he was giving access to all the databases to see where the US sent money. The first report that came out with, they got corrupt politicians that sent $50 million to Gaza in the Middle East, where the fighting get to buy condom. Who spent $50 million on a condom? Politicians are corrupt all around the world. It's just West in Africa. That's all I see here. That's why it is. Yeah, they play by a particular system. They will make the little investment. One thing I know, the people here, they are not perfect. They will build a country. They will put in place certain things that the people need, whether it's education, whether it's healthcare. These things, they are accessible, but they stay still. But they just steal in a whole different way. In our case, they will take the whole cookie jar. They won't even take a couple of the cookie. They will take the entire jar in Africa. That's the only difference.
Yeah, they will.
In America here, you allocate 20 million for a project, maybe the man will eat 1 or 2 million. You will go to the end of the vendor, you will make a little deal, but the project will get done. You will see the project, you will see where your tax dollars going. But in the case of Africa, especially Liberia, no. They take the entire cookie jar. That's where the problem is with the whole USAID thing. That's where the problem is. I can send you 1 billion for development, and you can show me a count of even $200 million. You are telling me you stole more than 85% of the money, you can complete the project. I'm not saying the fruit of our labor, we just putting money somewhere. Look, come on, man. I don't know, my brother. It's sad.
You know, Brazil more the country, it started before. So I even get hope that thing will change in the country. On a serious note.
It's
because the thing started way back. So Peter did it. So when Paul can, Paul have to do the same thing. So when it comes to fighting corruption in the country, we just live with it on their own time finish. The next people can there.
$100 billion.
It made them better to go. Let it leave from Labrador to go to the warehouse and things. Why you have to post out to the area coming to the country? Yeah, I think Munane will be in that convo. Munane got to go to Donald Trump. The country too interesting. You see that more campaign time, you see, it's one of behind the hot man can stand. He start talking to people when they put him there, and in less than 2-3 months, you see the man go more than a hey. Yeah. The country we ain't going nowhere. We just
one thing when you see their platform, you say, oh, is well. When you see their platform, but put them there. The next day that someone will answer the phone now. You can't answer your phone again. Someone intercept that call before you get out, before you talk before they talk to you.
Yeah, you got me kidding, man.
Yeah.
You know, Mona, when I heard about what going on in the legislature, in the House of Representatives on that issue of the speakership, I went to the Atai Center to get Atai one morning. I listened to one other man talking. He said, they think that going on, God exposed the guidance for us to really meet and take the country back and make the country to be the way we want it to be. Because can you imagine the guidance when they signed the RJ for almost months, they were not going nowhere. So the Bible said it's time for the citizens to come together regardless about politics and move to the Supreme Court, make sure the tenure position of the guys benefit and other things should be cut because from the way they are proceeding. Well, you know, when you want to bring somebody to getting smart thing from somewhere, in fact, when you saw this, because once I getting something from President Moore and Moore is doing it wrong, I will always support Moore because I don't want to tell Moore the truth that what he's doing is not good. So I will support Moore for his wrongdoing. But actually, what happened in the gone time without representing the speakership? It was time for us as citizens to come together and move on the guys there. They were going to get a friend. But everybody sat down in a lay cross there, they just walked on, they just went it down. And mind you, there will be no other conductor in our house until this says you're finished.
The one thing you know,
until this says you can't go ahead.
No audit.
Let me tell you something, Lawrence, right? When you look at the way society is structured, apart from the political structure, there are only two different institutions you have in society, right? The public and the private sector. The reason, and we are all proud of our environment. Let me tell you something. Some of the laziest people in the world are politicians. And you know what? Politicians don't have to work for anything. They were only given a particular power from the people to say, you know what? We're giving you guys power to rule over us or to control the affairs of the state. Okay, now, if you bring somebody from the private sector who believes that he should go to work on time, he should clock on time, he got to do merit based, he must be competitive in order to get more money. He has to work twice as hard as his colleague. What make you think if I put those two people together, who you think is more likely to perform from the environment in which they come from? Because one guy is able to create wealth, and another man who doesn't know how to create wealth will only be the one to control the wealth. That's why politicians keep abusing people's resources because they are not the one that work for it. They are not. If I run your company now and I say, oh, I want to hire Lawrence to be my CEO or to be the one running the sales department, I will do all the calculation, how much Lawrence will make, what kind of benefit I can give him. If the company, Lawrence, your bonus will be based on my performances. How can I give you bonus when the company is not doing better? But in government, they don't care, let the money come for them automatically. That's why they abuse people's resources. They can send money anywhere because they want free pass. So when you bring a businessman or someone from private sector into politics, no, politicians hate it to death because they know the more you bring people like that into government, that's when the gravy train is going to end. That's where the party stops. They don't want that. because for them, they get it free. They don't have to work for it. They can just use people's money at will in the name of policy and become rich overnight. Look at all the U.S. president or them. Most of them, when they're broke, they left and they work over 300 million, 200 million. You ask yourself, but that guy working in government, how he became, he run your Fortune 500 company. How can he worth 100 million or 50 million, 35 million? Because that's just the nature of government. When you get in government, you get people rich, and they will
I don't know if we can open the phone lines. I don't know if we can open the phone lines or.
I don't know. I think Mayborn is the one that.
Yeah, Mayborn is the one that having control.
Yeah, when Mayborn gets back, we'll go to the line, and people need to open their eyes, man.
Yeah,
we tell these guys all the time on the show.
More. when you tell people when you try to get first with you, especially in the country. Somebody told me that morning, they said, Lawrence, once we have so many political parties that have some of our people are DSR. So you try to educate them, they will not believe it until they see it for themselves. So the minute I start singing, our pastor will make mistake.
Yeah.
I want that video. Our pastor. No, the country.
No, the reason why they believe, the reason why they think they made a mistake because the expectation, right? If you're not doing the right thing, you're not get better results. Anytime, Lawrence, even in your personal life, if you rather want to make progress, there are some bad things you must change before you can start making progress in life. And in our case, we don't want to forgo or go rid of the bad things. And they believe that somebody will come and perform magic. I said that's a lie. If you keep pushing your country further backward, let's assume you pick a candidate and you think that candidate will do better. Don't forget to rebuild a very tough thing. Even if you come with idea and policy, it will still take time to see the impact of his policy. That is why I keep saying the reason other countries have been doing better than Liberia because they've been improving all the time. In our case, we've been going backward. That's why we cannot make progress. Because one president cannot come and change a country. But when you bring 3 good presidents in a row, over time, the country keep getting better and getting better and getting better. That's how it works. Even the great U.S., all the great things we see here, one president came, he did healthcare. Another one can do entitlement program. Another one can he build road. At the end of the day, when you put all these things together, the country become better. But in the case of Liberia, no. You want to do the opposite and think that there is some magic switch you can just flip on and then things will change in Liberia. No. You will get disappointed for a very long time. If we keep doing the same things over and over, nothing is going to change. And change is very tough. There is some pain that you will take when you come to making changes in life because that's why you used to it, not comfortable, but you must stay do it. And we don't want to do it in Liberia. That's where our problem lies.
So Muna, how is the road condition in your area?
No, right now for now it's okay. No rain now. It's okay for now. Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay for now. Never forget it.
So the quota have you reached yet?
No.
No quota there?
No, the quota we reach your sister yet. Yeah.
So you know more. The dry season, Munana can be happy, but the rainy season, it can be easy.
That's the most disconnected part of the country. The southeast. Time in Monroe has been that way. So when it's raining, then they cut off totally. Economically, it's be tough. So when things is already tough in the southeast, rainy season can only make it worse because that's the most disconnected part of the country in terms of road network. I thought the Southeastern president was going to even focus all his attention on that Southeast, but at the end of the day, I don't want to that one.
Yeah, man. Hey, Labra, you present more. When you eat Labra, you satisfied. You eat the project, you satisfied.
Once you okay. Okay.
Because when you see the numbers coming from the southeast, it's almost like the entire budget going to go to the southeast. That's why I thought, I said, why the way the people are voting like this? I just hope they can get. Yeah. I thought all the good things are going to go to the southeast because the southeast been suffering for a very, very long time.
We still suffering, but one day.
Yeah. And three president from that Southeast will be saying more.
Well, yeah, Todman came from there. Samuel Jones
I
came
said
from there. Yeah, in recent memory.
Yeah, so our place supposed to be small America. They try to face things, but they can't make it.
Yeah, they start eat. I don't know what's going on.
They try.
Yeah.
Because you know they get the rhetoric, then they get the reality. Because roads,
so
roads is very expensive.
Yeah, now uncle with it. But we been pray that
most of the money can go in a road project, or most of the money. So you keep praying. You keep praying, yeah.
Oh yes,
go
right? Things will get better.
No, but Lauren, you need to understand the reason they put most of the money in the road project because where they get the most kickback. That's how you get rich in Liberia. Because there is no other project that will consume a lion's share of the budget except the road. So when you give the money to the road project, you go to the contractor, they give you half back. That's how you get rich. So when you hear them talking about road, it's not about building the road, it's all about getting the kickbacks. So they are not interested in building road, they're only interested in the kickback. That's the only project that will give the most money in the shortest time possible is road. Yeah.
See, that's what can happen when me give the money for the road, maybe it'll last for like 6 years for whatever reason. That kickback when enter in that was supposed to spend 6 years, it won't spend 6 years again, 3 years. And start damaging because something enter. We want kickback, we might not share my 5%, my 10%.
Yeah.
So that was hampering the system.
Look at Cowell Road that they just did recently.
Yeah.
You see the opening on those roads, like they kind of a pothole, the drainage. I'll call that drainage because somebody looking at swimming pool. They are big enough for you to swim in them. Yeah, and those roads were just built recently.
Yeah.
Hey, Lauren, let me tell you something, right? Growing up in Liberia, I would say from no different. What I could see, right? One of the best roads in Liberia, that Bamangida Highway, that bombing highway, right? You know how many years that road lasted? That road lasted for decades, even after the war, right? Can you compare that Cowell Road that was just built recently on Madam Salim to that of the Bamangida Highway in terms of quality? What would you say? They get the same thing that Munan said, but the kickback, that's just what
Bamangida Highway is. Yeah. You know, one thing, President Moore, one of the blessing thing for us, at least the Chinese people put quota on it from Beaumont to Kakata, but before it used to be tough. Before you reach Beaumont during the rainy season, and now it used to be easy. But at least you can take 15, 20 minutes to in Kakata.
Oh yeah.
So we are blessed on this album. Yeah, Munan. The rainy season coming for her. Yeah, you know, I know it will rain heavy.
Well, Lorenzo, when you look at the country, right?
Yeah.
Why you think most of the Southeast not come to Moravia? Why you think so?
Because they want to be called out during the web, during the rainy season.
Okay, that's it right there. So when you come to Montserrat, you got most Southeast because there is nothing in the Southeast, no connection. So nobody want to be disconnected from the entire country. Everybody want to be part of something. That's why you find the Southeast will always come to Moravia. They got way more Southeast in Moravia than the entire Southeastern region.
Can go ahead to open phone lines, so. Message, yeah.
We will soon open the lines. I think it's almost 16:07. We'll soon open the phone lines. That way for Mabel, that he come down open the line.
Yeah, then he comes.
Mabel also be here. So there's a country. There's Liberia. Liberia is sweet. You eat money. You go free.
Just throw away our news bulletin right here on 255. One the opportunity, the other join the station again. I'll be at 7 o'clock on tonight, by which time we'll bring you 45 minutes and then. So yes, to my team, you're thank you for holding them. You know, it's not been easy, but yes, we want to connect with the new, but we've been faced with some technical glitches. We're okay, and I was just enjoying the conversation behind the scene, but I can't be part because I had to be so and so. But anyway, I enjoyed everything, even though Monk while talking about us, Monk, I don't know, the other country when you from place and you become president, you can't even focus that. I don't know what you do now.
Yeah, 3 times, right? 3 times. Not even once, but 3 times.
Yeah.
One of them spent on the salary.
One of the last time Mabel went there.
Huh?
Yeah, someone made 27 years.
Yeah. Told me what 27. Samuel do what 10. So Joe, we are 6. Now how much? 27, 10, 37. 37 will be what 42 years.
Almost 40 plus years.
42 years. Power been to the southeast and still didn't get rid, but they still put on travel land.
No, one day, it will not be that someone you say project and so on. But we'll not go back to our topic. We're back after the news bulletin before we go to our people there to interact with them. So let's go back to the you say project and so forth. Are you also you will be among the Liberian or be calling for maybe audit on some of the you say maybe projects or funding that been coming to Liberia?
For sure. We want to see some of those projects. You know when they created, you say they had under the FDR program. Well, just last night that I got to know, I was just reviewing some document on the Freedom of Information our website. The idea they had a model, they called it the cost plus fixed fee. You know what it stands for, Mabon? It means that every penny the US government will spend anywhere around the world, they want to see the impact. When the impact is greater in terms of their foreign and strategic policy, then they put more money into their country. That's just where it was. But over the past 20 years, it has been abused. It almost like a slush fund that politicians here use now to transfer money outside the country in overhead costs, give people contract, make deals with other countries here and there. That's why the program has been abused. It's been abused, and people know that here. Matter of fact, they said bring out report. They just giving the information. How we got to know that Ukraine cannot give a count of 100 billion? And that because of this, how it not been this? Who have known in America that we send 177 billion to Ukraine and they cannot account for 100 billion? How we have known? So more information will keep coming out. But for some people here, the same thing, the same way we do it back there for them, they think it's just about politics. Barcelona and AC Milan. So even when they see something good, if it's coming from the other side, it's not supposed to be good. So that's just why it is here. But at the end of the day, I tell you, in the long run, African countries that are doing their homework, they will benefit from this. It will make them more responsible. It will make them to put in place austerity measures. They will know how to make smarter investment, and it will help the country rather than the country being a victim. Remember, if you wanted to cook or food, right? Let's just assume that you wanted to have a dinner, and you needed $150 to cook a decent meal, and I sent $150 until you say only take $30 from that money. How am I helping you? Is that why you got help?
No.
Okay, let me give you an example again. When it comes to the World Bank and the IMF, the World Bank in recent and the most recent one under the WIA administration, right? They called it a standard drawing right. They gave Liberia 155 million, but we will have to pay $213 million in penalties and fees. Is that why you got help?
No.
Okay, that's just what's happening. People don't want to accept reality. They want to, like I said, they got people who can think with their heart instead of their brain, and they print it. They use their emotion rather than logic. There are things that are not help. They look like help, but they are not help.
Yes, indeed. Sorry, 30 seconds. But let's go back to some of the things that you were saying. Like, for example, some of the funding or the money come here in Liberia, and other people come after. So, are you telling us, like, for example, is there maybe a cartel? The people will say a very big cartel, maybe sitting and you say that they will manipulate everything. It's okay. Let's send maybe 50 million to Liberia. Then we'll come after that 50 million. And because maybe Liberian government too, quote unquote, they'll be afraid, maybe to do their own background check to know as to how some of the money will come in and so on. But all they know is, okay, Liberia will send you 50 million, but we'll come maybe for the person that bring on the deal, maybe the person will come for 10 million. Is that the kind of maybe cartel that we see and use it?
The cartel is global. It's on both sides. But our people want to believe that only in Africa, that's why I keep telling you, the only difference here, in as much as we live in the world, we appreciate the world, there are a lot of good things here. But the cartel is a global organization. They operate everywhere, in every major institution, from Wall Street to the pharmaceutical industry to everybody. Everybody get their own cartel. To the military industrial complex, they got a cartel. And that's just how government is. You put people in the bureaucracy, they will find a way to milk the system. But so it's not only restricted to Liberia. The only reason is we are crying mostly in Liberia, but other African countries will be affected. It's all over the world. Even the impact is happening here. So that's why I keep telling you, maybe the thing is common sense. I'm the one providing you. Like they say, I'm your dad, and you are my son, right? And every day I can give you 50 cents for reset. I said, maybe. I mean, they cut my hours at work, so the money I used to bring home, I'm not bringing it home anymore. So I will be giving you 25 cents instead of 50 cents, and you will make the adjustment because I'm the one giving you the money, right? You only receiving the money. So the thing here about the whole call here is not only happening Africa, it's also happening here in the people's own government. So then, how will you complain when the president who gave you the money say, I'm going to make some cut because things are not working the way it used to work? Then how you only receiving will be the one to complain? That's why we keep saying every time we come on the show, let's do the right thing. Let's invest in our people. Let's grow our economy. Let's invest into agriculture. Let's invest into manufacturing. Let's look at our laws. Let's bring investment. Because when the country economy grows, when the government can generate sufficient revenue, my brother, we don't need aid. Even though we need it, but not at that level or at the extent. That's why we keep saying it's a short-term pain for long-term gain. It might look bad for now, it will hurt us in a way, but when we can make the necessary adjustment, couple of years from now or few years from now, we can be on the right track. So why is bad about this? And I don't see too many African countries complaining because a lot of countries are trying to do the right thing. Well, matter of fact, I think it was you that sent me the video, right? About Uhuru Kenyatta, the former Kenyan president. And said, why are you even complaining? Is America responsible for Kenya? Is America responsible to take care of Kenya? Kenya is a British colony. We've been doing great since the 50s. Who told you that someone is responsible for us? We are responsible for ourselves. But because we want to be so immature, we want to be so dependent on other people, we don't want to make that transition because we believe it's comfortable that the white man can send money to Africa, 50 million, but you can only see a project that costs 3 million. You can't give account of 40 or 45 million. Maybe our people feel comfortable with that, but for some of us, no. It's not something I will subscribe to. That's just why it is.
Great. So, Monk, Mr. Monk, Lawrence, and that Muna quickly before we go to the line in passing. Any other thing that you want to add up quickly before we go to the line to interact with our people?
No, we can go to the line to interact with our people to hear from there.
All right. So, yes. So, the line one here is 0770 203125. That's the number to call here on line one. We have a lot of people also following us from Rwanda. Monk, you won't believe that students in Rwanda, they are also suggesting that Liberia should be having a military government instead of a politician because they don't do nothing. According to all of the messages I keep receiving, people are watching the show live from Rwanda and Liberians. Hello to this caller. Good evening. Yeah, man, yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, Mebon.
Yeah, good evening. We're getting you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mebon, this is Charles Cooper. I call from Calfield to Borough.
Yeah, go ahead, Charles.
Mebon, you see, Mebon, like I told you yesterday, we have to grow up from the slavery mentality. You know, when Liberia founded in the 1800s, there's a history that says the people used to go stay up Crown Hill and be looking what they see to see if the ship is coming with their supply. And that's the same mentality we have brought into 2025. Then why we, maybe when your slave master doesn't feed you, then you do not eat. We still have that. This is why I've said that slavery have never ended in Liberia because this way of not in your foot. They have to change their mind. Our parents stay enslaved. They say enslaved, maybe. That's why we are suffering from enslaved mentality syndrome. And you see, that's why I love Donald Trump. He's a man who loves his country, but people say, oh, the man is dead, he died. Because we as Africans, we do not love ourselves. So when people try to show love for the country, they will ask, why would we have the Liberia First agenda? We have everything it takes, neighbor, to make the country far better than most of the country in West Africa. We have all of the natural reasons. We are naturally endowed. But because of bad government, greed for power, greed for wealth, see, the country we go pay, neighbor, that people are not even making salary equal to our government official. I think there's about time we pass a law that no government official make more than 4,000-5,000 US, including all the military allowances. That just be one shot.
All right.
Give you 4,000, 5,000, you buy your own car, you buy your own car, your own car, your own house, whatsoever. You buy a lot of neighbor. we are not going anywhere. We continue to cry and blame other people.
All right, we are not going anywhere no matter what you change. According to him, keep a course coming 0770. Sorry, our line 1 is off, so line 2 is what we're using. 0770-2031-25. I take few calls will cross over to either Muna or Lawrence to also take call from that end. So keep a calls coming 0770-2031-25. What's your take when it comes to the situation or things ongoing from the UC from the US trying to stop most of our supports coming from UC? I know there are a lot of you who also have your own view to that. Maybe you want to support or you're totally against. So there's kind of good evening.
Good evening, neighbor. Thank you very much for the fascinating discussion. Everybody appreciate President Trump for his reform and the method that he has instituted. You see, every government, most of the African countries are being and focusing on what dependency syndrome. And every government that comes into power, they institute a policies of reform. Even the United Party guys that are complaining today, when they took power, when Joseph Walker was dismissing people here, violating our laws here, they said it was a reform. So why are they crying? So Donald Trump and suspending it to African countries, it's a reform that Donald Trump is carrying on. And I can hope and appreciate his effort, and I want for him to delete Liberia.
Yes. Thank you. What kind of mail did this? So the majority of need from there. Hello to this caller. Good evening. Thank you for joining us for night and go ahead.
For me, the bold step that President Trump is on is welcoming to make Africa serious. So you're debating African that Macron, or everything want to be ill. We think it's by and go to the fine. Those who know the knowledge how to make people fun to employ people, they got to go on the sea and teach it their friends. Those who are on that way coming back, if you didn't come in, you know that you want to have more time to prepare ourselves before coming back. Let's make one nice one. Thank you for that point out here.
All right, thank you. Keep a call coming 0770-2031-25. That's a number to call this even to be part of the Sktv show. We are discussing the use most of the pumps. Some of you today that you see most of the latry. Can you imagine? So let's call. Good evening. Hello, my dear. Go ahead, your name and from where you join us.
Mr. Bear from Holiday Room.
Yeah, go ahead.
You see, brother, what you people are saying there, you people are right, and thank God for you people to be over there, giving us the happening and making us to know what really happening. In Liberia, you see, there is no penalty to everything that goes on here from JJ Router up to this time. People are stealing and there is no punishment. So if we can still continue this kind of thing, we'll not go anywhere. I think Donald Trump for doing whatever he has done. If he continues, Liberia will be a good country.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Amen. To this call, keep a call coming 0770-2031-25. I think our WhatsApp number 2 is also active, and Ezekiel Freeman, my brother. Good evening.
How you doing?
Well, we okay. Thank God for life. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you. I want to say thanks to each and every one of you guys. Thank you for joining us. You are more welcome. Before I go further with the topic of the discussion, I just want to make one thing clear with the initiated event undertaken and by all Liberians, headed by Mr. Connect. Mr. Kenneth.
Oh, you're talking about the movement?
Yeah, the movement.
Yeah, go ahead.
I really want to say because come and tell I'll make my own recommendation. The movement, right. I just want to register, but I'm going to make my own recommendation when the time comes. This reformation of Liberia is not only limited to politicians or political party. Liberia needs to be
reform in every sector of the country, be it education, whether social services, economic, and political. Liberia is in a serious problem. So I will come with my recommendation. Back to the discussion ongoing. I think America has the right to do what she wants to do.
Well, I don't know, but we're getting a feedback from your end there. Yeah, so indeed, Mona, I don't know whether you and that of Lawrence are set maybe to take calls
I
from
said
that
it.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
said.
if you people are set, then you can take calls from there also.
Okay. All right. 0881-14-3504. This person. Good evening, Bedekato. Welcome. Let's hear you. The retired
Thank you.
Captain Manuel S. Dole.
Thank you. You're not forced by compared to do the right thing.
Definitely.
Thank you. Let me say the pleasant good evening to your colleagues or your panelists. And let me say thank you ever so much for this. For me, I'll refer to it as education to the Liberian people. But here's my take. Mona, I get to understand and observe that since after the Liberian crisis, what is going on in our country right now is all about lack of patriotism and love for country. The late and former President Doe brought in a policy during his term. We were working, yes. Why the true we were in the army, but we were observing things that were bringing massive development in the country. It has to do with, one, the issue of not every employees in Liberia being a private or governmental sector not take pay in US dollar. The second thing is there was strong restriction given. There was a specific amount of money that if one wanted to leave, a government official or so want to leave the country to travel, there is a certain amount of money you are not allowed to cross the border with. Take for example, if the president passes it into law that every government official, if you're traveling from here, going Africa, America, Asia, and Europe, you are not to travel with more than 5,000 United States dollars. Those measures, when you put it into place and instruct the security forces to keep eye on those things, it will help to reduce the criminal rate. People refer to it as corruption. That is complete criminal activity. So those are things in my mind when we bring those kind of activity back. Because to get military government right now is not hard, but if you do it again, the same Liberia will say dictatorship and blah 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 and what have you. But these are some of the things that strategy that when you put into place and when you enforce it, it will help us to minimize the criminal activity in government. Thank you. And we'll let you.
0881-14-3504 0776-105-105 0881-14-3504 0776-105-105. The Sktv show live on Top FM 105.3 megahertz. 0881-14-3504 0776-105-105. Okay, this person. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Name and calling from where?
My name is Macaulay Jabba and I'm calling from Central Junction Hill.
Welcome.
To be specific.
Welcome, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the topic on the discussion. All of this, it is good, but where I have a little doubt, how can we handle those things? Because the same people who have the power to change those things are the same people enjoying it. So you think that people will be able to take sweet from who must? They can't. So all the thing is difficult. We feel we're crying, but who will stop the crime? Who will help us? Because all the lawmakers and see one person taking 45,000 only for a car, allowance that one is not there, full money, the other one is not there. So it did not make law against itself to say, oh, your common salary. It takes really, really God to help us with all when we're making a choice We must be able to make sure, you know, we can just.
Oh. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Name and calling from where?
Yeah. My name is Bafla calling from Pennsylvania.
Welcome. Let's see.
Yeah, what for me I understand is that Nigeria, we are the cause of our own problem. Even they say Jesus Christ come from heaven to the enter Liberia, we see swimming to death. All those presidents out there electing, they have the law for this country. But we, the Liberians ourselves, working with the president, we don't have law for this country. Majority of us, we are going to power, let's see. Now, you can see sometimes, even during the election, you see people, they will say, let God bless you, let me go see my own. You see, even the president, President one cannot govern the country. The people that work with the president, they are dead. If the president being a policy, I hear a clause saying that they will bring the whole system where when you're traveling, you can carry plenty of money. But you will not, you know, now we have mobile money, we got a lot of systems that you took money. You will get the policy, you pronounce the policy. But the Liberians themselves, they are not security for themselves. They see security that is saying that they must govern, they must protect the system. That is security will be holy brass and then taking the money and transporting it for those people. So we are the cause for ourselves. The only thing we need to do is we make up our mind. I like the way Donald Trump is doing. Let Donald Trump tell us that everybody be to your place. If we can value our place, to value ourselves, then we'll live good life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. 0881 14 3504 0776 105 105 0881 14 3504. This person. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Nina calling from where?
I'm calling from the second Monrovia.
The name?
My name is Moses P.
Welcome, Moses. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. I want to thank people as a panelist on our show there. I really appreciate the way you're expressing yourself and helping us to express ourselves too. But one thing I want to let the Americans know that is even the money they can send to help us, that is through usage, we the common people who can benefit from it. That money remain right in the pocket of either the few Americans who will send and our government officials, and the government will just take that money and then put it in their pocket. So if they are reviewing it, let them review it in the sense that when they will come to help Liberia to use it, they should do it in a way that the citizens and the common people like us, they can take us down to us that we all can benefit from it. Other than that, there was millions of dollars in Liberia for the past 20 or 30 or 50 years ago. Nothing will happen. Even the Senate from now, the other years that will come on, nothing will happen because we will not be tangible. And we the common people will not benefit. So Liberia will continue to be recycling the same people and no development will go and things will not improve. So let them set a different model that they can follow in order to help the money that will be coming so that we all can benefit more, especially the common people.
Okay.
It will take us down to the interior. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. This person. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Name and calling from where?
Yeah, my name is David King. I join you from RI.
Welcome. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, you see, I am very surprised tonight to have heard Grand Senate convene today in order to be able to cut down waste in the budget for them to make some adjustment. If these people really knew that they needed to cut off waste in government, the Senate Pro Tem would not be driving 2025 Hyundai that costs $100,000. All right, she's driving our car. If you can look at $100,000 and buy a car, the CEO for the car Chococo Dennis, who was disowned by her own district. 17% of the vote that she accumulated as a Cuban lawmaker. She was rejected. And for Mr. Walker to look at such a woman and giving her that kind of lucrative post, it shows that the government under Mr. Walker is very much insensitive to our people. And this is the reason why he went to Lufa and told the cabinet minister that if you want to remain corrupt, you can be corrupt, or if you corrupt, don't forget to bring the money to help the people. Who does that? I mean, what kind of president that really thinking about his people will say those kind of things in public gallery? Meaning you are sanctioned corruption already in government. So the guy will be level no responsibility, but to continue to corrupt and Liberia will continue to go down. And this is the reason why we all should put aside our political differences and govern out the force so that we can stand with Mr. Cannon to put this thing in order to cut so the 30 position in the executive and down in the legislature. So if we don't do it and we just sit down here and say, oh, and the Reverend Ronald Joe we are brought and let's do this thing, meaning we'll not leave for the future cycle, we'll continue to be rich. And I want to recommend to America, similar thing that you are doing to a Nigerian politician, we begging them and let them, Mr. Cannon and more, you guys are over there. Y'all please help us. Just tell the United States government, because all these things people do the whole Nigeria in America, enjoying the best of cars, sleeping the best of houses. So let it tell the government to deport the people back home and see all the property, sell it and send the money on the Liberian government so that we can live, because people steal our money and take it overseas and we become the victims. We're begging them. Let it help us in that direction. If they are deporting people, official government like who are stealing money every day, sending it overseas to America for trying to live better life, and while we live in poverty, let it do what they are doing to the Nigerians so that Trump can send our money back here so we can find some peace of mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. 0881 14 35 04 07 105 105 0881 14 35 04 07. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Name and calling from where?
My name is Samuel and I'm calling from Western.
Welcome, Samuel. Let's hear you.
Yeah, all I have to say is I think America trying to do people in the country. Because they are seeing a lot of things that our leaders are trying to do in the country. How will you take 50,000 for pay then you in America or you need a stay from America? It's not right.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, I let away America did you all.
Thank you.
All right.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm okay. Name and calling from where?
Yeah, Alfred Sherry calling from the community.
Welcome. Let's hear you, Alfred.
All right. Let me tell you something. Our politicians in Liberia, they are not politicians, they are destroyers. You hear me? Who politicians stand for their country? Liberia politicians, they don't stand for their country. Look how neighboring country today. Look at how they improve it. We stay here talking about what to do. So, my brother, that's it.
All right. Thank you. Good evening.
How you doing, my sister?
I'm okay. Name and calling from where?
My name is Eddie P. calling from Chicken Factory Memory is falling different.
Eddie P, welcome. Let's hear you.
For me, look, it's just that some of us we don't have the power. But if we were having the power, we were just going to put a bill on a trusteeship after the UN rule for 50 years. They put it in place, then we went back there. That's what for me that my suggestion, to be honest with you, because where I will be making 50,000, somebody can tell me, say, Lord, reduce that tab. Is that what we do here? No, most of the problem from with the library, somebody tell us when I get a man 9 years, library went and voted against it. Tell me, sister, where in the world is it can happen? Where? So we got different set of people. I don't know, sister, sometimes I just regret what library or what have to be a library. To be honest with you, sister, because our mentality is just different from all of us. Why other people moving forward, we stay backward? Why in the world you see somebody paying law because 50,000 at the end of the day, you stay in at your property? What would teach our mind? So why you can't come into be on a trusty shape or the army? She was in a state that whenever the country will go forward, but now it answer you and myself will continue to be in property, we will continue to be baking the lawmaker until that break can get rid of that thing. Now so much we suffer in this country. And I tell you, after 2029, I'm done with politics. Because myself too, I can't be enriching people at the end, staying at their property. What is sense that in that thing? You get 1 million law because they get making money all around the acting that they let you. At the end of the day, election come, they will get you back on rest. What will you grab for that? Somebody say, Lord, reduce the 10 that you say no. Somebody say, you can go winning city, you can go vote. Lord say, Lord, be voting in the you look at it and put it against it. My sister, the country, I regret it.
Well, yeah. So Mona, if you have call that, then I think we're going to take the last caller because of time, so that we can
we're
finish
take one
in
more
time.
call because 8 o'clock got news coming up. Let me take one more call and then we'll go back to you guys. 088-114-3504. This person. Good evening.
Good morning. Good evening. Mona, how are you?
I'm okay.
My name is Alan Beach and I call you from Zobush.
Wow. Let's hear you.
Thank you. It was so much. You know, like real problem is the senator and the resident that they want spoiling the country here. Look at the money they are making. At least if all they can reduce it.
Mr. G, are you there?
I don't know what this person is.
Mr. G, are you there?
Well, if you can get to the person, then
you don't start fighting something like that.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you.
Mr. G, are you there? Is that yeah? Oh, my God.
All right. So so Mona, let me say thank you. And Mark, I think you just listen to Liberians, giving their own frustration when it comes to the way we receive money, and we don't even use the money wisely. I don't know what to take before we. I want to also have a little time on some of the issues. The blade shifting point is not coming up. Lawmakers are the one getting rich. Then what happened to the executives?
You know, you asking me, Mabel? Hello?
Yeah, more. I'm getting you to go ahead.
Oh, you hear me?
Yes, I'm getting you more. Go ahead.
Well, you know, all I can say for some of us that want a better Liberia, we got a whole different idea. We got a whole different approach. Some people want to maintain the status quo, and you will not get results by maintaining the status quo. And that's what we keep saying on SKTV. We may not agree on the politics, we may not agree on the same candidate, but for some of us that want to see a reform, that want to see their country doing better, that want to see young people having a shot in life, that want to see them, that people that want to see folks getting an opportunity. Yep, we will have to make some tough choices. And the one thing I know, whether you support the people policy or not, whether you are on the left in America or you are on the right, they went to an election, they pick who they want to pick, because some of you guys always get in your feelings when it comes to American politics. Even though they agree, I did it. Only reason you are mad because you're coming from the other side. You took that same African mentality that's here, even though something that will benefit your country in the long term beyond all reasonable data is proving. We have been receiving aid for more than 100 years and cannot show nothing for aid, but you still feel comfortable because you think the idea is coming from the other side. It's the same old thing. So some of the callers will call, we agree with their point, like they want accountability, because I don't know how you can want accountability, how you can want for something to change in your country, but you want to keep maintaining the status quo. I really don't know, because that's a contradiction. If you really want change, if you are in favor of genuine change, you know, apart from the Senate plenary, I just saw something that the finance minister talking about. He calling on stronger collaboration with the business community to increase government revenue. Since when you got to know this thing? Isn't this thing we've been talking about on social media? I mean, on SKTV every single day. You cannot. They say if you want something you have never had, then you must do something you have never done. You cannot maintain the status quo and move a country forward. Every country makes some kind of a change, and those changes, they are mostly painful. Change is not something easy, because the reason I made change will be uncomfortable, Melbourne, all your life you were told to do something a particular way. So when somebody comes and say, Melbourne, change what you're doing is not an easy thing. Human being, biologically, we are programmed to hate change. So some people will be mad, but once it's something that will benefit the country for me, I will take the short-term pain for the long-term game. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Let's go back to the same change follow-up question where
Yeah.
people are still requesting, oh, it is the representative, or maybe it is the senator, or maybe it is our lawmakers that are giving us most of the problem now. You just talk about Ghanaian president that reduced the ministries from 30 to 27, right?
23. They took us 7.
Thank you, 23. How come executive? Because Mario Mong is just maybe we have a little bit out of time, but if you even observe some of the assistant ministers, some of the ministers, they are not functioning, they do nothing. All they do is just go on the internet and just respond to people. And more and they get 5,000, 10,000, or maybe 2,000 or 3,000. Do you also see that as complete waste?
It's complete waste, and that's why they want to keep going. The thing about the people, our people, the reason why sometimes we can get mad with them, even though we say we're providing this information, where the problem came from is the folks that are benefiting from the system will always want to keep it going our way. Maybe they got two kind of they got two state of mind. They got something called they got pleasure and they got pain threshold. When you are going through pain, you want it to end as quickly as possible. When you are going through pleasure, you want it to continue. Okay. If you got lawmakers in Liberia, when you look at their total compensation package, including their cash benefit, their cash compensation and their benefit, why we're one of the poorest countries on this planet, why would that lawmaker be in the same ballpark as a U.S. lawmaker? Does that make sense? For a country with a budget of 27 trillion and one of the poorest countries on the planet, right? Why will a lawmaker, I'm talking about GDP now in terms of the size of the economy, why will a lawmaker be in the same ballpark I'm talking about in terms of compensation as a U.S. lawmaker? Even though you're receiving aid, you ain't doing nothing for yourself. You got a lot of challenges in this country that you cannot address. Why will you be taking that kind of money? You got generators that are making more money than even people that work in critical sectors in the country. Whether they are doctors or nurse practitioners, whether they are firefighter or police officer, why would that be the case? You're telling me your one generator can make more money than a civil servant throughout the entire year? Because some people generator receiving $3,000 in cash assistance or whatsoever, whether that or gas, it's the same money because nothing free. Anything you get in material, somebody pay for it. It's the same money.
Yes, indeed, most of the government officials are what they do.
So the people who will be advocating for themselves, if you are going to get mad with the initiative, then I really don't know. They mean you're confusing us because even the idea we're talking about want to bring people together from all political spectrum, from all walks of life about the idea about changing the country through whether we can push for a petition. These are some of the things that we want. We want for you guys to look at that budget and try to restructure that budget because our people are not benefiting. The country is not benefiting. You're looking at 90% of where in the world, any country on the planet will look at 92% of their budget and pull it beyond payroll, recurring expenditure. Where? Nowhere in the world it happened. Only in Liberia. Then you look at 8% of the money you talk about putting in public sector, or public sector investment program. Then how can you make the country to move forward? So our people elect, sometimes they get me confused. It's almost like you're shooting yourself in the leg, like a self-sabotage. Because I don't know how you can make sense that a system that has proven to fail, you want to continue something that is a failing, that is a failed commodity.
Because more tell second quickly to just add up to you, because if, like, for example, if they really want change, I don't think it'll be necessary for be shifting blames, maybe on the other side. Like, for example, okay, some Mong is my brother, so let me be on more side. Because if you continue to say it is only the other lawmakers that our province, how come with all of the situation, the future that even happen between the lawmakers, where we also understand that even executive hand was into some of the situations with the impasse at the Capitol building that even led to the burning down of the Capitol building. Where were some of you? Now you come here to say, okay, it is the lawmakers that are the problem. So that means you are only looking at a certain group of people, maybe quote unquote that you don't like, but you want them out. But more just talk about someone generator is making close to 3,000 past data. But you are saying yes, that one I just let them eat.
Yes. That's why I mean that you're in favor of it. You love bad governance, even though you pretend that you want something better for the country. No, but you are not interested. Because when you are interested, you will take a whole different approach. That's why I keep saying other countries, whether they USAID court, they are not dwelling on it too much because they know the work that they are doing will speak for themselves. They will be able to weather the storm because they know it gets a short-term thing. But in your country, no. For you, you profess that you want change, but you are not doing things that will suggest that you're in favor of change. Because at the end of the day, you want to support the cartel. And the cartel must be getting rid of in order for you to do something different. How can you change the system? Now you're talking about, we should look at the budget, you're talking about the plenary. When you guys got to know that there was a need to revisit the budget and restructure the budget, that there is a need to put more money in education, in roads, and in healthcare, and to help to build the economy. Since when you guys got to do that, you need
to tell when they game it about to amount, when they gain now or more, they gain now in the extra time.
Yeah. Yeah. You want the American government telling you that? You want to give you a hint that it's time for you to restructure and to do things differently? Come on, man. If you need that, then there is no need to become a lawmaker.
Yeah, more quickly, 30 seconds in passing. Let me just ask you this question: are you sensing a huge, maybe budget shuffle? Because mind you, this situation, someone would say it was maybe unexpected and it already happened. So what's going to happen to our government or our national cake or our budget?
Maybe when the issue of budget shuffle and budget recast in Liberia, it's just like a cultural thing. It's almost like a tradition. It will happen almost every year. The reason that they are so jittery about this now, because you know what, it caught them off guard, because they always projecting. And I told you the business model of our lawmakers, and when it comes to the government like Liberia, right, they will always inflate the budget. They know at the end of the day they won't be able to generate the revenue that is needed, but they will lie to our people. Oh, we will come up with 870 million, 880. Where in the world? Maybe last year budget, the estimate was, I think the executive submitted 692 million. But they said they found some kind of a magical 34 million I was thinking somewhere, right? And they couldn't even come up with the 725 million. You want me to believe, sitting here with you, while you are in studio, to tell the Liberian people that the government will be able to generate $880 million? I will not do that.
Well, according to them, maybe they're going to do it. Maybe they're going to AI way. But anyway, thank you so much, my brother. We got to go on now. Thank you so much. And someone was saying no sound, but I'm getting Monk and Monk getting me. But
yeah, someone keeps saying no sound, but we are, I think it was Cindy Anderson said no sound. I think the problem is coming from your end because she put it, I don't know if it's he or she said it twice.
Yes,
but we're hearing each other.
Please check your. But again, thank you so much, my brother. We got to go.
All right, man. Take care.
Thank you to all of you folks. Good night for our end. Maybe we'll follow this week anytime soon, or maybe anytime we're going to bring up these topics so that we can discuss the forward march of our country. What we know, that's the thing we keep saying. Stop wasting the Liberian people money and focus on developing the life of the people. Can you imagine? Trump is not telling that a country after independence, 50 years, and you can still develop your people. Are you in him? That's a question. It's a shame and disgrace and embarrassment to us as people. But again, that's a society where you have a bunch of corrupt people, bunch of criminals who don't care. All they do is to just steal and make their family rich. Thank God. Good night. We'll catch you when we'll catch you. And that will be on tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God. I'm Eba Kula. I'm out.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who wait to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The project is giving us care and the promise of death. So welcome and life without care.
I lyrical
Master.
Clear Paris, who make you, I can't ask Sktv-Lib. C'est ma chérie, tina ke ase ma yamo. Engi sano muni, emu aye yo. Engi lofa mui, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
Ena Guinea ya tumare, ena Salia ya tumare, ena Conakry ya tumare, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumare, ena Guinea ya tumare, ena Salia ya tumare, ena Conakry ya tumare, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumare, ena Napagiyarina ya tumare, esta baby, ena Napagiyarina, tosi wakoma ya tumare.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. My soul rather low power and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving a real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv,